You know, on this channel, I try not to get political. Other than the fact I'm a gun channel, I try to just have lighthearted, fun videos, but today I've decided to talk about why I do not support gun control with an example. Now, like I said, I really don't like doing this, but I think I've come up with a good enough example that I decided to make a video. So, let's say there's this kid in a neighborhood, right? And he has a violent tendency. He goes around and he starts beating the other kids with a tree branch. Well, the parent of that kid comes out, takes the child and puts him inside. And a new ordinance is put into place that all sticks have to be picked up. And eventually it gets to a point where they have to just cut down the trees so this kid can't go and pick up sticks and beat the neighborhood children with them. Before long, he starts picking up decorative rocks that one neighbor has and chucking it at the children. Well, the parent comes out, takes that child, puts him inside, and a new ordinance is put. No more rocks. This child is just pelting people. Let's get it out of our neighborhood. Then one day, the child's anger gets to a point where he comes out with a hammer and he seriously injures one of the children. So a new ordinance that if you own hammers, they have to be locked up and children under a certain age cannot have any access to a hammer. And it can keep going on and on like that. But in reality, you have not fixed the problem. That child has a violent tendency that you're not addressing. Sure, you're locking them away, like prison, for example. You're locking them away, but you're not doing anything. You're just punishing them and then releasing them again. You're not doing anything to correct the issue. Now, me personally, if I was a parent, I would tell the neighborhood kids, all right, you're going to learn how to defend yourself. So when that kid comes out with a tree branch, 3 of you are going to go up to him and teach him that you can't mess with him. I guarantee you, it won't solve his mental issue, but it will deter him from going around the neighborhood and torturing the kids. Plus, all this new ordinances about changing things in this neighborhood did not do anything to deter that child. All it did was affect the community, honestly. It just made it harder to live there, and it did nothing to stop the child from misusing objects that weren't intended for that. I know it's a stretch, but I'm just trying to give you a perspective of why I don't support gun control. There's a point where I don't believe gun control works anymore. Believe it or not, I do kind of think like the peak of performance when it comes to gun control is just a background check. Now, I don't think that completely works, but if you do a background check, you can see if they've had violent occurrences, things like that, and then a gun owner or a gun store owner can determine whether he wants to sell it to that individual or not. Or by the law, he can't sell to them. That's the peak of gun control. I don't think any more of the ordinances really do that much, and you're not addressing the issue. Now, this could get into a psychological thing, and I am not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. That is way out of my wheelhouse. I'm just trying to give a perspective of why I do not support gun control. It just doesn't work. And bad people will always find new objects to use to hurt the innocent. So instead of making innocent people defenseless, teach them to defend themselves. Not to be the aggressor, but the defender. Maybe it's cheesy, I don't know. This is my interpretation, but I found this line that I've told people over the years seems to work better than just, statting off other things that people keep saying, like, criminals will always have guns, blah, blah, blah. This gives a good example, in my opinion. That's how I see gun control. So anyways, I really hope I don't do any more of my opinion videos.